street.
Yes.
Isn't that an indication? Say yes. And looking at that previous anticipation, say people were willing to come out massively to vote.
Yes.
Isn't that an indication that people actually did come out, but somewhere along the lines, something must have happened?
But you're telling me something happened. Now, what happened, we don't know. Something obviously happened. You are asking me now, oh no, Naim, or whether you or Naim, you are talking about the number of people that would the turnout and so on and so forth. I cannot go by taking video of certain places to determine the number. What would have helped me determine the number is the fact that this IRF, because the IRF within it, at any location will tell you the number of people who vote. And that's the turnout.
Yes.
So you could just add this one, and those who voted, you will easily know. But as that one no day now, I be common sense person now. I be common sense person. Am I going to say because the INEC chairman announced one number, that is the number? No, I want to say empirical proof. The proof now I not get. The one where the talk say make the party agents bring all the one. Somewhere along the line now, that some people feel don't they compromise the party agents. You see, we are. The truth of the matter is that as a people, we don't believe in our country. Everybody believes in himself. Everybody. And if you want to know the kind of country you live in, let me give you an example of my own. In between this period, I get waiting for perceived as a threat. So, as soon as I see this, okay, make I reach out to the appropriate quarters. Fear can't catch me. Say, who am I talking to? I'm now suddenly afraid of everybody. I don't know where they stand. If this thing will happen, irrespective of what the court finally decides, shows that it has become difficult for you to trust the average Nigerian with a responsibility. That is why some people were even telling the people, these people say, why some people are telling them, go to court, go to court, go to court, go to court. Some people in reality believe it's a waste of time because they have lost hope in the court. It is so difficult. We are so self-centered as a people. We always think about ourselves. How we reach that point, I can't understand. This is not the Nigeria I grew up in. It's not the Nigeria I grew up in.
So, Uncle JD, we don't take them one after the other. We don't talk about INEC, our security people. We don't also talk about the turnout. The outcome, no need to drag that one too much because we don't give you the numbers as it take concern how people take votes, and we don't tell you say INEC don't declare Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president-elect of our great country, Nigeria. Now, after they declare him, he gets message when he tell Nigerians. That message, they very, very deep because he look say election don't come. Most importantly, we get country. And we go do everything we do to see, say, this is our country, we keep them as the only country where we say we get. Now, what we go do now to play on that video, make una hear a message to Nigerians as it take concern what he talk after they declare the winner of the election. Then we'll come back, come discuss what this one mean, and most importantly, the response of the other presidential candidates, the ones who carry second and third, respectively. Make una hear from the president-elect of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
To you, they want to hear that announcement has been made that I have been elected the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is a serious mandate. I hereby accept it. That I am profoundly humbled that you have elected me to serve as the 16th president of our beloved country. This is a shining moment in the life of any man and affirmation of our democratic existence. To serve you, be your servant, and not be your leader. To work with you and make Nigeria a great country. I take this opportunity also again to appeal to my fellow contestants to let us team up together. It is the only nation we have. It is one country that we must build together. We work together to put broken pieces together. We must work for the unity, happiness, and harmony. I promise I'll work with you to make Nigeria a destination of returning home to contribute to the development.
Una don hear the president-elect of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He talk plenty, but one of the talk when people come hold now say, in the look the other people will be say contest with them, whether articulated, whether obedient, whether conquesia. Say make everybody come together, join hand, and begin to work to move this our country go the promised land. Uncle JD, even the wife of Oga President Aisha Buhari, even talk one thing. She say, make everybody when participate for this election see the victory of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as an act of God. Say now so God take one time. I want to ask you, you think say
don't ask me if it is an act of God.
No, I no go ask you. I know because I no go ask you whether an act of God. What I want to ask you
because the God way I don't know. If it's different from the God where other people know. So okay. Don't ask me.
No problem. I no go ask you. But what I want to ask you now say, if we reason this matter like this, you think say, given the talk where some people don't they talk, make everybody just look and say, well, it don't happen. We don't get president-elect. We have a nation to heal. We have a country to work hard so that it will continue to develop. You think, say, the other presidential candidates suppose just look and say, well, you don't win. No wahala. Make we just allow the thing go. If they want challenger for court, make them challenge them.
Okay, so in ready to work with the other people.
Yes.
That is nice, but it is easier said than done. It's one thing for you to say it. Is another thing for you to do it. To put it in the words of historians, they will tell you that Bola Tinubu has won the battle, but he has not won the war. If at the end of this kind of results, now the atmosphere where we see of morbid silence generally across the country, it should be a source of worry for him. It's left to him to find out how he go do this. You ask whether the other contestants, to be honest with you, they are human beings. Then go still they grieve. Then go they vex. And how person not go vex when the various parameters and rules were not met. So of course, like every civilized person, they will go to court, but make other people, make them do waiting. Make them just they calm.
Good. Uncle JD,
make them they calm. And I not say that they talk, let us go to court, and people have lost hope in the court. But I had a son on my program today, and he said something where inspire Yemi Candy Johnson.
Yes.
He said something where inspire me small. Say, no matter, he didn't tell me on the program. So he said, no matter how corrupt you think a judicial system is. If the situation is compelling,
and evidence
is compelling, more so in a case like this where everybody they see, if it is compelling, you are sure most likely to end up to get justice. Unless person we won't hang in profession. I know what a lot of us think about judiciary, which is not different from what we think about police, custom, this and everybody. We have become a Rogerized nation. But there are exceptions to the rules, both in terms of the circumstance and in terms of persons. For somebody like me, I don't tire. I am battle weary. Because in 1993, we had an election that was visibly free and fair. You understand? That operation A4 where we do for Abiola this thing, only for a group of people to sit down to say, no, we cancelled it. Now, in that mold, now here I did now. And I'm asking myself, in my lifetime, how much of this can I take? Because, 1 second, I beg no verse, because if it be like this, you see, whether you like it or not, Bola Tinubu was like an indie, like coming from another party. The way I will put it in my history books is like APC organized election in which they did not participate visually. Here, you know all the things where we they talk. Oh, cash go day. This one, they threw everything in this gentleman's way. Muslim tickets and everything. They threw everything in his way and he overcame it in the short run. You must give him that respect. Whatever you think of that man, then they call Tinubu, at some point in your quiet moments, you go respect this man, say he's determined now. Whether that determination is for bad or for good, whether that determination is for his own benefit or the benefit of all, it is only time that will tell.
Uncle JD, talking about time.
But no ask me whether
I know,
God gets it. No, they see you there. If you like say you come.
I know go ask you. I know go ask you. Talking about time, people been they wait, make the presidential candidates them react to the situation. And the thing take time. But they don't take the time to explain to their supporters and indeed Nigerians.
It must take time.
No verse on Kujedi. The good thing be say they don't talk, they call on their supporters to keep calm. Say make wahala no day, make fight no day. It is important make we emphasize them. Say the two other candidates don't tell their supporters say make them keep calm, make wahala no day, make fight no day, and say they go the courts to ensure say they present evidence and they go prove their case. Now the first person when being addressed World Press Conference na the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. So we go let you hear wetin the Labour Party presidential candidate get to talk. Then we go come back. Uncle Jenny go follow us discuss that matter. Then Unkubi go come carry us. We go hear wetin the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and Haji Atiku Abubakar talk. For now, make una hear the reaction. We just collect one part of the plenty talk when we saying talk of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi.
The election that we just witnessed have been conducted and results announced as programmed. It is a clear version from electoral rules and guidelines as we were promised. This election did not meet the minimum standard expected of a free, transparent, credible, fair election. It will go down as one of the most controversial elections ever conducted in Nigeria. The good and hardworking people of Nigeria have again been robbed by our supposed leaders whom they trusted. However, let me humbly and most respectfully appeal to all Nigerians to remain peaceful, law-abiding, and conduct themselves in most responsible manner. Please be assured that Dati and I, and indeed all of us, this is not the end, but the beginning of the journey for a better of new Nigeria. Dati Bola Ahmed and I remain absolutely undaunted and deeply committed to the project of a new Nigeria that will be built on honesty, transparency, fairness, justice, equity. All the above starts with the process. The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do thereafter. It's my belief, and I've maintained so consistently, that if you must answer His Excellency, the process through which you arrive to office must be excellent.
Welcome back to Aside Hot. So I don't hear Oga Peter Obi and waiting get to talk about that election. So now, Uncle JD, you hear waiting in talk. He say, person when won't answer Excellency must come out through process where we say they excellent. And he don't talk saying go court. In fact, according to information when being spread this morning, he don't already go court. And they even talk say he get 5 state governors to serve when don't carry waka go court. Say make court reason that election and talk say the thing get the way the thing take the. How you take react to what your Oga Peter Obi talk?
Well, the thing where I see there, we say, it be like say Peter Obi don't factor this part in. You can see in the talk say it's the beginning of a journey and so on and so forth. So it was fact. I mean, you'd be naive to go for an election in Nigeria without being prepared for the aftermath. That was a very pained Peter Obi. I don't know this clip, whether not before he cried or after he cried, when he talked about the woman really wounded. And it is very, very sad. It is very, very sad. But he chose his words carefully.
Yeah.
You get what I talk? He chose his words carefully. And what else? I agree with him that let us stay calm. Let us, at least in the first, let us go through the laid down processes in the first instance. Then we know what to do from there. So it was okay.
Okay, in the same vein, of course, as a presidential candidate of the Labour Party, react, saying go carry this matter, go court when I don't see. The presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, also come out, issue a statement on the election and make we play waiting in talk, Governor.
First and foremost, about the Labour Party, whether at the time Peter decided to leave PDP and join Labour Party, we had not, I believe, begun our primary process. So the question of whether he was going to get a ticket or not, did not arise. Yes, agreed, that is a fact. He took our votes from the southeast and south-south. And that, of course, would not make him a president. Absolutely not. You all know that to be a president in this country, you need votes from everywhere. So as far as I'm concerned, Peter is welcome to dialogue with PDP. We are ready to dialogue with him. So I don't think we will have any problem if he wants to dialogue with PDP and either form an alliance or not. But I also want you to recall that I was the first candidate to say that because of the way Nigeria has been governed in the last 7 to 8 years, there has been deep divisions between North and South, East and West. And I said to Nigerians, if I happen to be elected president, the first thing I will do is to form a government of national unity. What do I mean by that? I mean, I will look at the performance of each political party and bring them into the government so that first and foremost, we reunify this country and bring about peace and stability. It is only when you do that, then you will be able to start developing the country, whether economically or otherwise. You cannot develop a country that is deeply divided, that is in crisis. So I was the first to commit to the formation of government of national unity.
Yes, welcome back. Of course, I don't see the reaction of the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and a couple of things were in talk based on what happened for the election. And of course, he also talk about, say, at least he's the president of national unity, and he go also prefer make Nigerians stay together rather than be divided. And of course, I know I'm following everything we don't talk. I'm following with them, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party also talk. Uncle JD, you don't see waiting Atiku Abubakar talk. And of course, looking at the election, waiting you get to react to this. And looking at the fact he also mentioned a partnership with the Labour Party. You think say, now something we say, if the two of them come together, they will fit struggle and fight well to probably get their mandate back, or perhaps one of them getting the mandate back.
No, that not fit happen now.
Okay.
Because each of them, they claim say na him win. And so if you have a partnership, the strength of each of the participants has to be determined.
Yes.
Sure you get. So it's early days yet for that. But from what he is saying, even though he was asked the question, but what he's saying is that it might happen in the future. Under what circumstance would it happen in the future? If, for example, the Supreme Court rules that they should go for re-election, if, what is a possibility,
Okay.
says, no, let's go do it again. If that happens, if the two of them combine, no more. Hey, it go tough. They could turn the apple carts. Now, can it happen? Yes, of course. Don't forget that they are political friends.
Yes.
Don't forget that Peter Obi used to be the man's running mate.
Yeah.
Not just that. Peter Obi even went for the launching of his campaign after he had left the party. You know, so it is not impossible. But the question also is this. Will it not be a mixed match in the sense that the obedient movement looks forward to a new Nigeria? Okay? And Atiku represents the old. So, if they are going to come together, who will be the president, who will be the vice?
Okay, Uncle Jody, sharply, make we enter this break. Once we come back from this break, I will go pick up the matter from where we don't stop so far, and we will also look at other aspects of this particular conversation. Make we go with the call. Center will talk about that. You have to the government something down here. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep. We'll talk about that. You have to the government something down here. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep.
Welcome back to Ask the Heart. Una don't hear waiting Uncle JD talk about the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and in reaction to that election. So we've been playing Una, the one way concern Oga Peter Obi of the Labour Party. It can't be like say as he did like this, so na court, na him go settle this matter. But Uncle JD, make I come back to you and make I ask one very, very important question, because like we play part of waiting Peter Obi talk, we also play part of waiting Alhaji Atiku Abubakar talk, but the talk plenty. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar being address one issue as it take concern whether Oga Peter Obi affecting chances, or as some people they talk, he collect votes from am. And he mentioned say he gets some place where we say traditionally those places now the stronghold of the People's Democratic Party, but based on say Peter Obi throwing heart into the ring, they not see vote for that particular place. But I want to ask you, if we even look this election, one person gets 8 million to win, the other person gets 6 million to carry second.
Who tell you? Did you get anything from INEC?
Sorry, sir.
You cannot place nothing on nothing.
Uncle Jerry.
As long as we cannot authenticate the results, then we cannot be talking of figures.
Okay, Uncle Jerry, know this. The person where INEC say win, get...
It's not been, no, in this particular one where you won't talk, this one where you talk, we are not referring to INEC because their results are suspect.
Okay.
We cannot go by those figures. Okay. No. How are you sure? How are you sure? say, how are you sure? As long as you can't authenticate the results, all options are open for what could have happened.
Okay, Uncle Jerry, make I no call numbers now. May I no call numbers, but may I ask, this election, we see, say, plenty young people, it gets the way when they take votes.
Yes.
If we check the way when they come out, giving the plenty videos of young people where we say, for the place where they stay till the next morning, some till late, some where they start late. We know, say, okay,
waiting for rain.
Exactly. We play video of people we play that video of people when they're under rain. Some even when they motivate themselves, they sing. It is very sure, say, this election, I don't think, say, he follow the traditional, and the video be this. See people under rain. See person, just, you know, you can tell the excitement. Say,
all these videos don't show anything. If we were to, all these videos give you what Oyinbo they call a gut feeling. The gut feeling that I have, is that, make I phrase and well, the youth made a strong presentation in this election. That is the most polite way I can put it.
Okay.
Because since there are no proof of results, nothing, how can you determine? It's not by videos, but I know, say, the young people of this country had a great input across the board.
Good. Uncle Jerry, now those young people now make me want to bring this question now. Because like we talk, we don't do the first half. February 25th, Presidential and National Assembly. Next week, Saturday, March 11th, we'll get governorship election for 28 states. And then for the 36 states, we'll get House of Assembly elections. Make we even come down to Lagos, for example, where, given the way when the results they go, the Labour Party and the presidential candidate of Labour Party beat the All Progressives Congress, where we say if we check, even though political party don't change them, since 1999, now the party now get ground for inside this Lagos. And for presidential elections, they always they deliver. I won't ask, you think say these governorship elections when they come first, it go affect how people go come out? Because if people they look say, the February 25th one when we come out, it can't be like say, you think say it go affect that they will come out, that one is number one. Then number two, it gets some kind of church or church talk when people they hear now. Look, we use Lagos as example. Say, now people when come from outside, in quotes, now they can't support one person to win another person election. Maybe we start with turnout first. You think say the outcome go affect turnout on March 11th?
Can I ask you a question?
All right, sir.
If you want to repeat something, and you are going to use the same people, you are going to use the same security, the same INEC, the same security voting, and the INEC is going to tell us they are going to use the same beavers and INEC that they used last week, unless we go bring our gods, make them come swear on top. We say, these beavers and INEC, it go work as it's supposed to work, then my heart's there inside my mouth. For me, I wish to come out to vote next week. But for this, we will with the comment. Now, so my heart go there. Because if I hear the same thing again, how do you want me to react? If next week at counting, state commissioner come, they tell me, say, we are sorry, what happened last week happened again today. The IRF did not work, we are not able to use it. And so, how am I supposed to write?
Uncle JD.
The most important thing before that next week is we need assurances. Hardcore assurances. Say, we not go on here anything breakdown of beavers or this or whatever. Then we will then begin to know what we are doing. Anything short of that, we need that guarantee. And also, I am sorry to say, if INEC with good intention should reshuffle those reps, state reps, they should reshuffle them. Because over and over again, repeatedly, people have cast their doubts on the Lagos rec. I have nothing against the man. He's not guilty of anything. But the perception of people is that they would want him reassigned. So if they can help us move him, let them carry and go Sokoto. You want waiting for Sokoto bring a cup. If INEC want credibility in this process, they have to reshuffle this thing. And they have to reboot all their systems to make sure thunder and lightning must not strike in the same place twice. And to prevent it, we either move the location or we carry the thunder, but that's not God's own. You know? So on a serious note, my recommendation very seriously is that, waiting with that chairman name now.
Professor Mahmoud
are too vexed for me to think. Well, the professor should immediately reassign and juggle all the state recs.
Uncle JD, international body, I don't know whether not EU, then react. And they issue out a statement. And this statement to the issue, I talk, say, look, we not say on a beavers or whatever it is, no, you know to try. But ahead of the governorship election, make them do everything possible. They no one here say, and that problem.
No, but if you leave European people, then they for Europe. Now we wait there here ourselves, no one hear them. Don't think of that. Make European people say, because that one, the politics of that one is another thing entirely. You don't hear as one Australian paper, being an Australian paper, reports what happened for Nigeria. So leave them. Now they always play to their hand because we don't behave well. These people, I've told you, the world is a competitive world. In reality, nobody in the developed world wants to see Africa develop. If they develop Africa, where they go to throw away all their jagbajantis, then to Kubo, cars, fridges, what is that they call this second-hand clothing?
Okrika.
Okay, where they go? Imagine if Africa develops to the level of China, which is possible. It is possible. We saw China grow. Some of the countries that you are talking about today, they were non-existent maybe about 20, 30 years ago. When I say non-existent, they were not
the level where they now.
Like
I mean, look at Dubai, for example, yes. And overnight, see what they are doing. Qatar, look at all of them. So if the Middle East is developing, if you let Africa develop, who then go there to away all the jagbajantis, everything for? If you begin manufacturing your own cars, your own this, your own that. So we should know that it's a competitive world. Nobody is going to hand over a development to you a la carte. But you also know that for you to develop, you must organize yourselves, which we have failed to do. So not be EU matter, make that this matter. But I still say that one thing that will bolster confidence in the minds of people is the reassignment of. We are not saying dismiss anybody. We are not saying anybody.
They carry some people go somewhere.
But the optics of it is give us the rec from Oka or give that one will go to contention. Give us the rec from Sokoto, let him come here and come and organize things. Because the image where that thing show, the image, not be say it happened. Not be say I say it happened. The image where it should be say there must have been some level of complicity down the line. Down the line.
Our people waiting for us. We could just remind you that say March 11th, 2023, the governorship elections and State House of Assembly elections will happen for 28 states. So that's the governorship, and 36 states for the House of Assembly election. So make everybody go out, make them participate, make nobody lose morale, because it's very, very important make they participate. Then also, earlier today, breaking news will come out. Say the Supreme Court, una go remember say we been they give una gist as they concern this Naira matter. They don't come out, come talk, say that money and the limit where they put federal government not check the constitution well before CBN carry that action. And as the matter like they don't say this money where they say make them suspend until December 31st, 2023. Make people they carry the spending of their money, they go like that. Hopefully now cash go there. people go dey spend their money as e be say Supreme Court don rule on this matter and they don settle the case. Now here we go carry our kaya comot for inside studio. Uncle JD, thank you very much for the plenty wisdom when you say.
Make a shake am.
No, shake me. Then me I just hold on.
You know, shake am for me.
No, just.
Uncle JD, you no fit tell am make shake me now. Because even to shake yourself na struggle.